apologizing for their people stealing all this money. Check this out, and I'll be back.
We accept the president's words. They came from a place of anger and disappointment. I'm sure many Americans feel the same way.
The president was right to let loose his feelings. It shocked us into understanding the severity of the harm our people caused.
These criminals betrayed America's welcoming spirit. The scale of these crimes has stained the reputation of American Somalis.
America's freedoms allowed us to build a unique community here in Minnesota. In return, we must promise to weed out any evil living among us.
This evil came from within our community. And so, as an honorable community, we take responsibility. We must correct this wrongdoing.
The only way to regain the trust of this nation is to root out crime, stay humble, and be forever grateful. That's the premise.
So, as honorable Somalis, we are going to take on the responsibility of apologizing to all Americans. We are deeply, deeply sorry.
The shame of this will haunt us forever, and hopefully over time you will come to forgive us. Thank you.
So yeah, y'all could be sorry, but somebody need to go to jail. Yeah, just like if we got caught in fraud, we go to jail. So sorry, not sorry. Lock that ass up. It is what it is.
Hello, my fellow Americans. As a proud Somalian, immigrant raised right here in this incredible country, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Every average taxpayer, you have welcomed me with open arms, providing shelter, education, and endless opportunities that shaped my life.
Let's talk about a moment nobody thought would come. For years, we watched a loud segment of Somalis publicly distance themselves from blackness, mocking Africans and Black Americans, denying shared struggles, and claiming moral or cultural superiority. But now the tone has changed. The same voices that once laughed, mocked, and dismissed Africans and Black Americans are breaking down in tears, begging for forgiveness and solidarity. So the question is, what happened?
We accept the president's words. They came from a place of anger and disappointment. I'm sure many Americans feel the same way.
The president was right to let loose his feelings. It shocked us into understanding the severity of the harm our people caused.
These criminals betrayed America's welcoming spirit. The scale of these crimes has stained the reputation of American Somalis.
America's freedoms allowed us to build a unique community here in Minnesota. In return, we must promise to weed out any evil living among us.
This evil came from within our community. And so, as an honorable community, we take responsibility. We must correct this wrongdoing.
The only way to regain the trust of this nation is to root out crime, stay humble, and be forever grateful. That's the premise.
So, as honorable Somalis, we are going to take on the responsibility of apologizing to all Americans. We are deeply, deeply sorry.
The shame of this will haunt us forever, and hopefully over time you will come to forgive us. Thank you.
I am currently asking for a ceasefire. I'm asking for a ceasefire between the Somalis and the African Americans.
Black
Please.
Americans.
We got something bigger going on right now. This is a divide and conquer situation happening in Minnesota. Y'all know we ride together when situations arise out here.
What situation?
When that George Floyd stuff
Here
happened,
we
baby,
go.
we was out there. Ain't nobody was asking what type of black you was. We all felt that. So I just don't want this ignorant conversation to overshadow what's really happening. Don't give them the upper hand. Why are we acting slow? I'm asking for a ceasefire.
This is so ironic to see Somali people. This is like the second video I saw, first of all, of them referencing George Floyd. We were all together during George Floyd. First of all, everybody and their mother was outside. It was a national thing. Like, it was very clouded. It was very trendy. It was very trendy to be marching and saying Black Lives Matter. There were stores that would have Black Lives Matter signs in the window. A lot of people were standing in solidarity with Black Americans. And at the end of the day, if y'all claim y'all Black, then aren't you marching for yourself? Isn't Black Lives Matter for all of y'all? You see how they separate? It's like they don't even realize that they're doing it. You're separating yourself from us by saying, we was there for you during George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. Aren't you Black too? So wouldn't that also be your plight and your fight too? Wouldn't that also be you standing up for yourself and your community as well? It's because you always other yourself. It's a subconscious thing because you do not see yourself as us. And that's okay. We finally said, okay, we're not the same. I could pull up 50 videos of Somalis saying, we're not Black, we're Somali, and we're Arab. Y'all don't even say y'all African. Y'all don't even say y'all African. Now all of a sudden, don't let the white man divide and conquer. Baby, y'all have already been divided. If you were not divided, then we probably would, the way the numbers, y'all keep talking about numbers and strength in numbers. If other melanated, deeply melanated groups of people that came here did what we actually thought, what our ancestors actually thought was going to happen, if they unified with us, we would literally be running this country. Because there is strength in numbers. But you all have gone against us. You've undermined us. You've constantly talked down on us, belittled us, denigrated us, told us we wasn't shit, called us lazy, said that you were better, and separated yourself. You created your own enclaves. Down there in Minnesota, I saw a video of a Black American man try to go into the mall that you all have, and the Somalis ran him out of there, basically segregated him. It's not even safe for us to walk around freely in you all's neighborhoods. But y'all don't like to talk about that. Y'all don't like to talk about y'all anti-Black Americanness. Y'all don't even claim to be African. But now that it's convenient and y'all just don't want, a dog pile to happen because you all are having a light shown on you. And I'm very grateful for not for people that don't deserve it. But generally speaking, a lot of the Black on Black crime, a lot of the statistics, a lot of this narrative that we are all just so inherently crime riddled, welfare queens, baby mamas, just running amok, scamming, frauding. No, I love now that we are actually saying, no, that's the Nigerians. It's the Somalis. Because everybody was falling under the Black umbrella when it came to doing something bad. When it came to committing crime, fraud, scam, it was just all of us. So it made it look like we all were, Black Americans were just terrible. When you all actually added to our crime rates and statistics, you all actually helped to push the negative racial tropes and the negative propaganda and the stereotypes. You all absolutely had a hand in it. You've been in this country since media started to really boom. So it was not always just a Black American person out here doing debauchery, pushing the narcotics, and the Jamaicans had a heavy hand in being a pusher man. But it wasn't nobody noticing the difference. And now, since you all have been continuously saying it, everybody's waking up. It's like a mass awakening. So now we see things for what they actually are. Baby, you're a Somali. We ain't all the same. Y'all been maintain that. We are not all the same. And I've seen videos of you all getting up here also saying, we're jealous of you because y'all have nice cars and y'all live in nice houses. I mean, I haven't really been covering this too much because I'm just like, it is what it is. But this is like the second or third video I saw of y'all trying to claim George Floyd as y'all standing in solidarity. Basically, literally, you're standing in our face saying, we're not the same because I was there for you during George Floyd, during Black Lives Matter. Spread love, Mr. Brooklyn Way. What y'all think?
Hello, my fellow Americans. As a proud Somalian, immigrant raised right here in this incredible country, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Every average taxpayer, you have welcomed me with open arms, providing shelter, education, and endless opportunities that shaped my life. This great nation is my home, where I have grown to love the vibrant culture and amazing people. Your hard work and generosity make America shine, so don't lose that spirit. My remarks and how I talk, calling the Americans animals, it's just a satire. That's what it is. We just having fun. I want this country to be a place we don't take things too seriously unless it directly, and harm us. physically or anything else.
The biggest fear is, as Black Americans are delineating, and America as a country is doing the same thing. They're coming after us. Donald Trump got elected. Immigrants are scared. So now Black Americans are doing their own thing. At the time, we're hoping that they would be standing up for us, being part of our coalition. But
yeah, and that's the problem.
We don't know what to do now.
Yeah, because we told people, they kept telling us, well, you FBS don't work hard. You don't work. We came over with $2 and we were this, and y'all need to learn from us. It got real bad, and people got very arrogant, and even Jamaicans, they still do it. They still tell us, oh, don't come to Jamaica. Oh, don't do this. You are entitled, and y'all were telling us all of this stuff about how hard you work and how lazy we were, and we said, okay, well, handle your business then. And now people don't like it.
And can I say something? Do you know, I think that's why a lot of immigrants are running for office. There's a lot of Somalis in Minnesota, the New York mayor, because I think they're scared now since that, the current political system in America, and maybe Black Americans are not as supportive anymore. So they feel like they have to fight for themselves. They have to have a presence, or else it's over for immigrants here.
Yeah, and that ain't working because they ain't getting elected. A lot of them are not getting elected like that. It's like Winsome Sears, like your boy out there in Minnesota, Fatah, whatever his name is. He got washed, so it ain't really working out like they wanted to work out. So, hey man, it's cats should have really checked themselves with the disrespect.
So how about we have a restart, man? Black Americans and Black immigrants, we forget everything in the past. We sign a new contract. We put the disputes and all this stuff to the past and just have a fresh start. Respect each other, respect each other's cultures, work together where we can work together. Let's try to work on that. I'm ready for that.
Well, the thing is, man, it's going to have to start back in the homeland. It has to start there, because a lot of people bring over the same tribalistic disposition that they had over there. They bring it over here, and they look at us as just another tribal group. And that's not going to work. We've been upholding global Black unity, and we've been pretty much doing it by our damn selves. So it's time for these other groups to start standing on business over in the homeland, making sure some of that tribal nonsense has stopped, and then people can come to the table and say, hey, let's get down and, let's break bread.
So a Somali gentleman was online with Tar Nasheed, discussing how we're not uniting with them and standing up for them. Us, FBA, if that's what you want to call us, African Americans, Black people in America, and was kind of asking for a truce. I'm going to let you listen to the conversation, and then I have a little bit of a comment afterwards. So let's listen in.
The biggest fear is, as Black Americans are delineating, and America as a country is doing the same thing. They're coming after us. Donald Trump got elected. Immigrants are scared. So now Black Americans are doing their own thing. At the time, we're hoping that they would be standing up for us, being part of our coalition. But
yeah, and that's the problem.
We don't know what to do now.
Yeah, because we told people, they kept telling us, well, you FBS don't work hard. You don't work. We came over with $2 and we were this, and y'all need to learn from us. It got real bad. People got very arrogant, and even Jamaicans, they still do it. They still tell us, oh, don't come to Jamaica. Oh, don't do this. You are entitled. And y'all were telling us all of this stuff about how hard you work and how lazy we were. And we said, okay, well, handle your business then. And now people don't like it.
And can I say something? I think that's why a lot of immigrants are running for office. There's a lot of Somalis in Minnesota, the New York mayor, because I think they're scared now since that,
New York mayor is not Somali.
Of the current political system in America. Maybe Black Americans are not as supportive anymore. So they feel like they have to fight for themselves. They have to have a presence, or else it's over for immigrants here.
Yeah, and that ain't working because they ain't getting elected. A lot of them are not getting elected like that. It's like Winsome Sears, like your boy out there in Minnesota, Fatah, whatever his name is. He got washed, so he ain't really working out like they work out. So hey man, this is cats should really check themselves with the disrespect.
So how do we have a restart, man? Black Americans, we forget everything in the past. We've signed a new contract. We put the disputes and all this stuff to the past and just have a fresh start. Respect each other, respect each other's cultures, work together where we can work together. Let's try to work on that. I'm ready for that.
Well, the thing is, man, it's going to have to start back in the homeland. It has to start there. Because a lot of people bring over the same tribalistic disposition that they had over there. They bring over here. They look at us as just another tribal group. And that's not going to work. We've been upholding global black unity, and we've been pretty much doing it by our damn selves. So it's time for these other groups to start standing on business over in the homeland, making sure some of that tribal nonsense is stopped. And then people can come to the table and say, hey, let's get out and, let's break bread.
The biggest fear is...
So, yeah, I agree with Tar Nasheed. We tried for decades. I'm attaching in a comment here that I saw in the Mercurial Lover post. She made a wonderful post. You should check it out. And there was a comment on there that really, really hit me and touched my heart. It was basically, I'm going to put it on the screen, but basically, it's really hurtful to see all these people come in to the country on the backs and on the blood, shed, and tears of our ancestors. All of the hard work, all of the death, the suffering, the dogs, the hoses. We fought and fought and fought for civil rights and fought for them to have access to come into our country. And then they get here and they vote to deconstruct everything that we built and take all the rights that we fought for away from all of us. And then when they get into trouble, now they want us to go and put our bodies on the line to save them from themselves. But you'll see the comment on the screen. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Whatever Trump is doing and saying is absolutely wrong. He should not say those things about those people. I don't know what the details are on these, alleged crimes and frauds that he's claiming went on. I've done a little bit of cursory research, and it looks like there was a case that was people were convicted of fraud. But I mean, what does he have any room to talk about people committing fraud? How many other people in this country commit fraud? Singling them out as a whole group for what a couple people in their community did is wrong. But you can't really expect us to jump in and fight for you when your community as a whole came together and decided that you're going to vote for this when we begged you not to, because we knew what it would mean for all of us. In any case, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Please share it and like and comment. Let's get everybody in on the discussion. Thanks.
Hi, so I just really want to make this video from a human space. This is something I've been really meaning to say, and I'm so glad that I can finally articulate it to you guys. So I'm Somali. I grew up in Minnetonka. I've been raised here my entire life. I am born here and I've lived here. I've studied here. I'm a pre-med. I do research, and that's usually the type of stuff I talk about on my page. But right now I feel like it's really important for me to say this. What I'm going to say is that I have been getting so many messages telling me to go back to your country, go back to your country. But the reality of the situation is the United States is the only country I've ever known my entire life. And the thing is, the great irony of it all is I'm not the ambassador of Somalia. I don't speak for Somali people. I'm not a spokesperson for this community. I'm just one young person trying to study, navigate life, and live like any other 20-something-year-old living here in this state. And so something that I feel like is going on is that there's a lot of immigrant people and first-gen, second-gen kids like me with this weight on our shoulders trying to explain everything going on in our communities, trying to defend our communities. But I'm really no different from any other 20-something-year-old trying to make it here in this state, in this country, in this world. And so I'm sharing this because I really feel like a lot of us are being treated this way and dealing with this quietly. But the reality is we aren't symbols. We aren't some type of ambassador. We are just human beings.
Yeah, I think that's one perspective. But the other perspective is, you're just collateral damage from the bad decisions that was made, possibly from your family, depending on how they got here. Because we still have to ask the question, right? This young woman who, you have to love and respect the fact that they were able to articulate themselves and communicate clearly about what their plight is and what's happening over in the Somali community, which she's not necessarily saying anything that we don't already know, that people that are born here inside of the United States of America, especially ones that receive birthright citizenship, meaning that their parents may not necessarily be from here, and they may have come over here either illegally or temporary protective status, but it doesn't mean that it justify the fact that we are leveraging laws that were meant for American descendants of slaves, people that did not ask to be here, and them receiving birthright citizenship should not have been extended over into people that are just normally born in the United States of America, regardless of what their circumstances are. So while I acknowledge that we should make sure that we accommodate people that are legally here in the United States of America as citizens, you can't blame people that then speak loudly about the fact that we should be putting Americans first and the people that are here already, instead of advocating for and allocating our tax dollars for people that came over here illegally. You know, I'm not really sure what her.
Well, my. Well, good afternoon, my sister. She said, Uncle, I sincerely apologize. One day I made a bad comment about you, and you did not deserve that. I know you are a good person. May Allah grant you whatever you wish. And then I can't see the other part of it. But anyway, honey, please, we don't worry about stuff like that. I'm just glad that you allowed me to be a part of the family. And I truly love you. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I never did read it. I don't guess I ran across it yet. I try to read everything. But just know, it doesn't matter. We won. We family. And I love you. And I appreciate that. And the same to you. I pray that everything you desire will come back to you. It just warmed my heart knowing you was thinking about me. Be blessed. Hope you have a great day. Love you. Like, follow, and share, guys.
Somalis are going through a Jerel wake-up call.
You niggas wanted to call us Jerel. And now, y'all having a motherfucking Jerel wake-up call.
So what is this term Jerel wake-up call? Well, according to this young black American man named Jerry, well, he explained to me that the term Jerel wake-up call is the realization that a lot of these non-black American migrants have when they internalize and fully understand that they will be treated the same as a black American. And the reason that this term is so prominently used by people like Jerry is because he himself has said that he's warned so many migrants.
Yeah, I've been trying to warn you niggas, bro.
How it is in America for a black American and how black Americans get treated in America. And he was just trying to look out for a lot of these migrants that have coming in. And instead of, being appreciative and respectful to Jerry and black Americans in general, a lot of migrants just judge them and, call them lazy and say that they're unable to reach high levels of success. And now with everything going on in America, people like Jerry and the rest of the black community are having this I told you so moment. You should have listened to me. But instead, you're having the Jerel wake-up call. And like I said before, this isn't an isolated perspective. A lot of black Americans have come onto my live, Babushko Live, and they've expressed the same sentiment. They've said that they felt unappreciative and disrespected by migrants as a whole. A lot of them even saying that Babushko is the only migrant that they really respect because their platform is better than the whole BET network. But that's a whole nother discussion. Come join my live and let me know what you think about the Jerel wake-up call.
So this comment is from the video I made about Somali people being black, and it reads, Somalians call black people Jareer. If you know, you know. That's why when they are in trouble and black people be defending them, it annoys me because I know there are high chances they won't do that for us. Listen, I hear you. I really, really do. I understand where you're coming from. But the one thing we have to understand is that people are not a monolith. The way African Americans are not a monolith, and Africans are not a monolith, and white people aren't a monolith, Somali people are not monoliths. I'm not going to sit here and deny the fact that there are probably some people within the Somali community who are racist as hell and look at black people as less than and denigrate black people every chance they get, right? However, that person does not speak for the entire Somali community. And the entire Somali community shouldn't be punished when they're under attack, mind you, based on the actions of a few people. And that's just how I feel. Like, this year has been tough for a lot of immigrant communities, right? And I vividly remember last year when there was all them Cubans, we vote for Donald Trump. They all getting snatched up right now. There are some who are relishing in that, right? I'm not one of them, right? Because while karma is very real, it doesn't negate the fact that these people's rights are being violated right now and they're being treated as less than human. And even if they voted for that, it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it right. And regardless of the nonsense they were spewing last year, and it was nonsense, I'll still speak out on their behalf because it's wrong. And a lot of good people who had nothing to do with that movement are being hurt, and they don't deserve that.
For a long time, many Africans and Black Americans noticed something troubling. Instead of unity, there was separation. Instead of shared struggles, there was denial. We heard them saying, "We are not black, we are Arabs. We are different from you. Your history isn't our history." Black Americans were mocked of slavery, Jim Crow, and systemic racism, as if those wounds were jokes or signs of weakness. And Africans were mocked of being poor with strong hair and dark skin. And when Black Americans called it out, they were told to stop being sensitive. But history has a way of cycling back. Now fast forward today, ICE raids, deportations, political abandonment, and media silence. Suddenly, the same system that Black Americans warned about shows its true face. And that's when the realization hits. The system doesn't see Arabs, Somalis, or exceptional immigrants. It sees black, period. That's when the tears come, that's when the begging starts, and that's when solidarity suddenly matters. That's when they see themselves as black. Let's be honest, Black Americans are not rushing to hug anyone, not because they lack compassion, but because memory matters. You cannot mock people during their pain, then demand unity during yours. Solidarity is not seasonal, it is not transactional, and it is not something you remember only when things go wrong your way. Now, this is not about revenge, it is about accountability. Black Americans have always said, racism doesn't spare you because you think you are different. White supremacy does not reward denial to blackness, and distancing from blackness won't protect you from anti-black systems. Today, those warnings are proving true. Forgiveness is possible, but it requires honest acknowledgement, public accountability, respect for Black Americans' history, and consistent solidarity, not just desperation. Black Americans don't own automatic forgiveness, but they do offer powerful lesson. You don't escape oppression by mocking the oppressed. This moment should be a wake-up call, not just for Somalis, but for anyone who thought distancing from blackness was a shield. Because when the mask falls, when the system tightens, when the protection disappears, remember that the people you mocked are often the only ones who warned you. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Love you all.